Well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition. Watch this. That might be the best a Big Knife has done on this 4-ply, 1-inch inner diameter sandblast hose that's reinforced. This is the Wallace Bowie from Apoc knives. Now, I've said this a bunch because I've done several of Mike Wallace's designs now. He is one of my favorites, has been for a while. This knife, you know, you guys come on here and I say I love it and do all this, and it's true because I get excited for a lot of reasons, but this knife hits every marker for me. And I'll tell you why. It's a big beast of a knife that looks like a knife, acts like a knife, functions like a knife, is comfortable in hand, and it has a decent price. Now, this is from Apoc Survival. On their website, it's, I believe, 119 bucks. Got a tip on one, though, that's down to 106. So shop it if you're going to look for this. The other thing is this. I'm not tackling the tariffs right now. Next couple of weeks, I probably will do a video on that and how it affects. I want to get some more facts together. But let me say this, guys. If you're been with me for a while, you know I'm not the damn QVC. I don't make money on this shit other than a little bit of AdSense. So when I tell you this, I'm telling you from a place of looking out for you. If you're going to buy knives right now, might be the time to do it. Again, no tie to anybody. We know that the knives are going to go up. That's going to happen in most cases. Right now might be a good time. And this knife here, if you're going to pick one up, it'll be a damn good one. Let's jump into the knife itself. It weighs in at a beast 1 pound, 5 ounces. Is D2 steel, G10 handle scales. This balance point is right there at the guard, okay? Those are always hard for my little fat fingers to try to show you. But right there at the guard, it is the balance point, really well balanced. The thing that I have been happily surprised with Apoc is their sharpness. They have dialed it in. And the reason I say surprised, the first couple of things I did from, I think it was a couple camp hatchet axe type things and a surrepti kukri. Different stuff. And that's what we've built the channel on, kind of crazy stuff. So when it came to their knives, I wasn't sure what we were going to look at. Super stoked on the sharpness of this. No bullshit, no sales, no, none of that. That cutting, that sandblast hose, hands down the best any big knife has done. And this is a big knife. At the guard, the blade stock's 6 millimeters thick. So right there at the guard, the handle's 6 millimeters thick. At the tip, it's 1 millimeter thick. This thing to me looks like kind of a modern clip point type deal, but it's just clean. It's got a choil, but here's the thing with the choil, and I know Kev from Peterbilt Knife Guy is a choil freak. He'll be all over this one. Here's the thing about this choil, though. You've got a ton of blade there. It's not like the choil takes away from the blade. I'm trying to see. I wrote a couple things down. I think I went through them. So let's give you some overall measurements. Now, remember, guys, I pull these. My guy, Kirk, jumped in, did a little chopping. I'm glad when he does. It gives you two different styles. I swing for my toes, and Kirk's more of a technique guy, kind of ambidextrous there, too. The overall length is 15 1/8 inches long. The blade length is 9 7/16, and I'm marking that to the top of the G10 handle scales. It's dead nuts at 9 7/16. Your cutting edge is right at 8 5/8, so you got a good bit of cutting edge there. The handle scales are 5, let's go 5 5/8. That's the actual G10 handle scales. The inner grip, now Apoc has slayed this for me. I love this. Is 4 1/4, but it's a rounded pommel. Mike designed this with a rounded pommel. So if you needed to drop a finger or two to get some leverage, you could do that. The blade width is 1 5/8. So it's a slicey bastard too. Guys, here's the thing. Knives like this, and I'm trying to choose my words because I know a lot of times, man, I come at you guys fired up and things like that. And I know that sometimes it's like, dude, is there something you don't like? I've said this before, I'll say it again. If I don't like it, I'm not having it on the channel. But I want to be realistic. Couple of things. The sharpness of this knife, super impressive. Not just the sharpness, but it's a cutting tool, right? You see a knife like this and it's going to be a basher. It's going to be a crasher. It's going to be a lot of fun. I told you 6 millimeters at the guard. Let me just pull that. And I'm trying to learn the conversion rate. So it's right at a 1/4 inch thick, okay? When you start talking about a 1/4 inch knife, you're thinking, okay, that's a beast. I can baton, I can chop. I'm not going to be able to slice. Bullshit, this thing's a slicer. Very, very happy with that. And then that inner grip. Really, really good right there. The guard locks you in place. You've seen that with the stabbing. You can choke up for a choil. It does have a 90-degree spine, pretty sharp 90-degree spine. Not uncomfortable, but sharp. The only thing, if I'm just nitpicking, if I am just nitpicking, they could have chamfered around the bottom of the handle a little bit. But honestly, it's so minute. I thought about not mentioning it, and I thought, no, let's have a conversation. That's it. That's it. Now, I did lose one of the screws in the handle, the top screw. I think it was when I was batoning coming up. And here's the truth. It didn't affect the function of the knife or the handle scales, to be honest with you. They never moved. If I'd have felt them slide, I'd have probably looked and could have found my damn screw. Didn't break, come undone. The other two are secure on there and everything's lined up. I asked Patrick if I could get another one in. I'm sure he'll be sending me one. I love the knife. Love it. But I did baton the shit out of it, and we did chop, and we did go heavy. Guys, when I do these knives, when they come in, I literally will pull it out of the box. I'll do a short or 2, 3, 4, whatever, and I put it back. I don't do hard use until the review, okay? And I don't alter anything. So I didn't notice it was a little loose, but even if I would not have, I probably would not have tightened it up. I'd have kept an eye on it because I want to give you an actual honest look, right? That's like I don't strop them or anything else. What are we doing here? Let me pay attention again. The other big key for me with this knife is this, and I was going to say this a while ago. This would be a great camp knife, like going to Blackie's this weekend. Now, I'm taking all kind of knives. I think I'm going to throw this one in the bag. And I'll tell you why. If we need to build a fire, we can. If we need to make a shelter, and we may do a little bushcraft shelter going on, we can. Now, you see right here, that dried out piece of wood, and I'm beating the absolute dog shit out of it. So if I lost it in there, I know it was intact coming up to it because I happened to look down at the handle. And I noticed it, I think, once I was doing batoning. But what I was going to say is, you could use this for cooking. You could use this for shelter building. I could use it to start a fire. And it's just a hell of a knife. It's 1.5 pounds, but it really isn't that heavy, like walking around with it. So it'd be a great, there's a lot of woods. We're probably going to do some woods walks and things like that. And it's fun. It just looks clean. It has that nice, clean, knifey look to it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a lot of goofy angles. We don't have a lot of twists and turns we don't have a lot of different shit on the spine we don't need. It's just straight up badassery. Absolutely love this thing. Tried to, when you see knives like this, I try to go a little harder, right? It's Apoc survival, apocalypse survival. When you're built like that, these things need to hold up. Not 1 ounce of edge damage. Now, I'm not trying to overshadow missing that screw. See, here's the deal. This some bitch could have blasted in half, and I'd have been like, damn. But okay, losing that screw will drive me crazy. I looked all around, and it's a screw. But that's me. That's the way I function. But not 1 ounce of edge damage. And when I say that, I'm talking about not one little roll, not one little chip. When you get a knife this sharp, sometimes you'll get kind of that wire look along the edge. You know what I'm talking about? Where you use it and it'll get that kind of kink look right there on the edge because it's got a wire thin edge. Not on this. It was done really, really, really well. I'm really impressed overall. I love the design too. The design is clean, but we kind of expect that from Mike. You know, we did the smash it, very clean, very basic look. I like that. His two Pucos, reimagine the handles, 10 times better. But again, a very, very clean looking knife. You could use this for a combat utility knife. You could use this for a barbecue knife. You could use this basically for whatever your skill set would allow. Now, right here, guys, this is something that I do a lot that gets kind of overlooked and overshadowed. When I'm chopping like that, I don't lay it down. I don't secure the log. I do it about as much out of position as you can get. And the knife did incredibly well. It took me a minute, but I'm holding it in one hand and chopping with the other. I've learned not to lay it down. If you watch that short where I laid one down, son, and went right into my arm, old Scabbers was born at night, but not last night. I learned things the hard way, and I learned I'm not doing that again. So for me with the chopping, it's just a little more safe. Overall, love the knife. Kirk endorsed this knife, which for a big knife, that's saying a lot, man. He loved it. I loved it. Would I carry it? I'm going to carry it this weekend, screw or not. I'm telling you, I like it that much. And honestly, had I not looked down, I wouldn't have known it came out. It didn't affect the performance. That being said, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We're headed towards a weekend, and we got a holiday coming up, so the number's going to rise up. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. Guys, I back the blue. I say all the time, it's not popular. That's okay. I'm not a popular guy. I don't shove it down your throat and don't ask you to believe in it, but I do. Finally, if you are an addict, and old Scabber is, never quit quitting. Well, the Wallace Bowie, love y'all. I'm Scab.